हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आई होप मेरी वीडियोस आप देख रहे हैं जो मैं बना रहा हूँ क्लास 8 के मैथ और साइंस के ऊपर। तो अगर आपको वीडियोस अच्छी लग रही हैं तो आप प्लीज़ उन्हें लाइक भी करें, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर करें और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब भी करें अगर अभी तक आपने मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो आज की क्लास में हम एक्सरसाइज 1 जो है चैप्टर 6 की रिप्रोडक्शन इन एनिमल्स, उसके जो कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं उनको हल करेंगे। तो मैंने एक वीडियो बना के आई हैड गिवन द आंसर्स टू क्वेश्चंस नंबर 1, 2, 3 सॉरी 3 मैं मिस कर गया था, 1, 2, 3 एंड 4। नाउ विल कम बैक टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 and then we'll come to question number 5. So please take out your books, you read the questions and I'll give you the answers. Question number 3. So what we have to do is we have to choose the correct option. So the first part of the question is, what is internal fertilization? Basically, you have to tell where does the internal fertilization occur? कहाँ होती है इंटरनल फर्टिलाइजेशन? तो उसके 4 ऑप्शंस हैं. फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज इन फीमेल बॉडी, सेकेंड इज आउटसाइड फीमेल बॉडी, third is male body, and fourth is outside male body. So this is always in female body. That is internal, inside the female body. The male gametes will enter the female body and there they will fertilize the egg. So answer is 1. What is B? A tadpole develops into an adult frog by the process of. So there are 4 options given. First is fertilization, metamorphosis, then embedding, and then budding. The answer is metamorphosis. This is a process in which the body of the organism undergoes change. For example, a caterpillar becoming a moth or a silkworm. The body changes. There are new features in the body. So what is the third question? C. The number of nuclei present in a zygote is, first option is 0, second 1, then 2 and 4. The answer is 1. That is part 2. Here it was also part 2 and here is also part 2. That is 1. There is one nucleus in the sperm and there is one nucleus in the egg. When they both fuse, it becomes a new cell with one nucleus. Okay? So, part 1, part 2, part 2. These are the answers. So now we'll come to question number 5. 4 I have already done in my last video. If you have not seen that video, please see it and you will understand what are the answers to question number 1 and 4. Question number 5. You have to give 2 differences between zygote and fetus. Zygote and fetus. Even though the word is FOE, but we pronounce it as fetus. So first difference is, this is the first stage of development of a newborn, of a baby you can say. And this is the last stage of development of a baby. This is the first stage, this is the last stage. Zygote is formed when the egg is fertilized. It is one cell. It is one cell. Multicellular. There are so many cells. Cellular. So it is the first stage, it is the last stage, that's the first difference. It is made of one cell, it is made of many cells. And third difference is no body parts are formed. Because it is only one cell, there are no body parts. इसमें all body parts are formed. Fetus has all body parts. For example, in a human baby, the fetus will have hands and feet and fingers and nose and everything will be there. So these are the three differences. You can mention any two. You have to give two differences. You can mention in two. You can mention this one and this one. Or you can mention this one and this one. So it is the first stage of development of a baby. This is the last stage of a development of a baby. This is one cellular, one cell. It has many cells. It has no body parts. It has all body parts. So that is your question number 5. So now we'll come to question number 6. Define asexual reproduction. Okay? So there are two types of reproduction. One is sexual, in which the male gametes fuse with female gametes. And a zygote is formed which develops into embryo and fetus. So this is sexual reproduction. There are two parents, the male parent and the female parent. In asexual reproduction, we have to give the answers for asexual reproduction. I'm just explaining it to you so that you understand what's the difference between two. Asexual. A लगा दिया asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction is where only one parent is involved. Okay? So a new offspring will be produced from one parent. You don't require two parents. So there are two methods you can say. One is budding. You have to give, the question is what is asexual reproduction? This is the answer. And describe two methods. So one method is budding. In budding, a bud develops on the body of the organism okay. For example, this is so a bud will develop here. This is the main organism and there is a small outgrowth, which is called bud. And when this bud matures, it will separate from the parent. When this bud matures, it will separate from the parent organism. So it will separate and it will become a separate individual. This is the parent and this is the offspring. Initially they are joined because it is developing as an outgrowth. And when this matures, it will become separate. This is one individual, that second individual. So this is the offspring. So this is one method where the asexual reproduction takes place. A small thing starts developing on the parent and that will mature and separate from the parent organism. The second method you can describe is binary fission. Here the cell nucleus will become slightly larger. It will become larger and then it will split. There will be two nuclei and then eventually the two cells will be separated. They will split from here. So this is called binary fission. In binary fission, what happens is that the nucleus of the cell becomes slightly large and then it splits into two parts. It becomes slightly large and then splits into two parts, and then eventually the organisms will split into two organisms. So there was one cell and they become two cells, and then two cells will become four cells. They will also split. They become four cells. Every cell, the nucleus will split into two parts, and then the cell will split and it will become an offspring. In binary fission, the nucleus will become large and then it will split into two nuclei, and then the cell will split into two cells. So you can say in binary fission, the nucleus of the organism becomes large and then it divides or split into two cells, two parts, and then each part will become the nucleus of a new cell. So this is binary fission. So you have to mention what is asexual reproduction, and then you have to give two methods. One method is budding. Budding normally takes place like in yeast or hydra, and binary fission in organisms like amoeba. Seventh question. In which female reproductive organ does the embryo get embedded? Embryo gets embedded in uterus. Gets embedded in the uterus of female. This is the answer. Uterus is the part of the body where the embryo will get embedded, and that embryo will develop into fetus. So that is question number 7. So now I'll come to question number 8. What is metamorphosis? So metamorphosis is a process of development of some organisms These organisms develop new features in their bodies. Like caterpillar becoming a moth. Caterpillar becoming a moth. Or tadpole becoming a frog. So tadpole's body and the frog's body are different. Caterpillar and moth, the body features are different. Caterpillar does not have wings and the moth has wings. Moth can fly, caterpillar cannot fly. So there are changes in the bodies of certain organisms when they grow, when they develop. So this is called metamorphosis. Examples are caterpillar becoming a moth or a tadpole becoming a frog. Tadpole has a tail, frog does not have a tail. So that is question number 8. Okay. So now we'll come to question number 9. Differentiate between internal fertilization and external fertilization. Internal fertilization means the egg of female is fertilized inside, या इसको छोड़ यहाँ छोड़, egg is fertilized inside female body, as happens in monkeys and dogs and human beings. The male gamete has to enter the female body. There, the male gamete will fuse with the female gamete and they will form a zygote, which is the cell at the first stage of development of a new baby. So this happens inside the female body. Okay, external fertilization means egg is fertilized outside the female body. The female lays eggs like a frog female, and the male frog will drop its male gametes on the eggs. So this fertilization takes place outside the body. Both male and female lay their gametes in the environment, maybe it in water, and there the two will fuse, the male gametes and female gametes, and they fuse outside the female body, and then the zygote develops outside the female body. Okay? So that is the answer to question number 9. So now we'll come to question number 10. There it is basically a crossword. You have to give the words for sentences given there. So one is process of fusion of the gametes is called fertilization. So first answer is fertilization. Then 6. Type of fertilization in hen. hen में क्या होता है? Internal. This is the word you have to write down. Then 7 में the term used for bulges, buds. So that is the word you have to write at 7. 8. Eggs are produced here, ovary, O-V-A-R-Y. This is the word you have to mention for 8. This is across. Downwards में 2 sperms are produced in the male reproductive organs, testes, T-E-S, T-E-S. Third, another term for in vitro fertilization, I-V-F. This is the word used for in vitro fertilization. 4. These animals lay eggs, oviparous, oviparous. So this is the word you have to write at 4. 5. A type of fission in amoeba, binary. So these are the words that you have to write in that crossword puzzle. Okay, that completes our exercise of chapter 6, reproduction in animals. Okay, so I have also, as I told you earlier, there are a couple of videos that I made on this topic. I'll give the link in the description box. You can even see those videos, and then you will be able to understand all the points of this topic. And if you have carefully heard my video, you will be able to write the answers also. So please like my video, share it with your friends, and subscribe my channel. Thank you.